to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this makeup tutorial look for you. So this is something that is going to be a great look to wear for Valentine's Day. I actually used for, I think the second time on my channel now, this palette right here, which is the Tartelette in Bloom. I love this palette so much. It has a lot of great, really warm shades in here, and that's mainly why I wanted to use it. e.l.f. Smudge Pot, right? Yeah. The Smudge Pot as a base first, and then we layered over with an eyeshadow from the Tarte palette. Did some false lashes from Esqido, if I'm saying that correctly, in Voila, the Makeup Geek contour for the first time, the contour pan, and the one that I used was Complicated Cool Medium, and it was like awesome. Like, this just looks so crazy good. I'm like obsessing over it. The Tarte BB Tinted treatment, this is like my new favorite foundation of life, and it's like so amazing. In my opinion, this is like the most fullest coverage BB treatment tinted thing I've ever used in my life. Like, it's legit a foundation pretty much. So Smashbox Photo Finish foundation primer for the first time. This too for the first time. There's like a ton of stuff that I was using for the first time. Also, I would like to start a new schedule and upload maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays 2 times a week. For now, I would like to do 3 times a week in the future, but for now I just want to stick to 2 times a week, so I can definitely do that. And I just want to know what you guys think about that, and if you have any other days that you think would work better, like for you, if Tuesdays and Thursdays totally not your thing, you know, maybe Mondays and Fridays, I don't know. I just want to hear from you guys what days would work best for you for me to upload, so let me know down in the comments below. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this makeup look. I'm gonna do a voiceover for it, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, as per usual, we're starting off with clean skin. I did do my eyebrows just to save time. The first thing that I like to do when I'm doing my makeup is my eyes. I'm using Painterly Paint Pot from MAC as a primer and base. I wanted to use my Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette. These are all clay eyeshadows. I picked up the shade Smarty Pants, which is a nice tan matte eyeshadow to go into the crease first, just to lay down there before you put any other eyeshadows in. I'm blending this back and forth from the inner to the outer corners. With the same brush, I'm picking up this shade called Sweetheart from the palette and focusing this mostly in that outer corner, but this is still, you know, generally going in that crease area. This is a bit darker than the one we used before. It's more of a warmer peachy shade. So what this is going to do is just bring some more vibrancy and depth to the eyes. Then before moving on, just take a clean blending brush to blend out those edges to make sure that the transition between those 2 shadows is nice and smooth. So this is a Smudge Pot from e.l.f. It's a cream eyeshadow that I have packed onto the lid. This is in the shade Wine Not, and I did about 2 layers of this. Going back to the palette, I mixed the 2 shades Activist and Leader. With a very small pointed brush, I applied this directly where the crease is in my eye, not going any further up than that, and blended this out with the first brush that we used. And what this is going to do is add, again, more depth and a nice auburn dark brown color into that crease. I put the shade Rocker from the palette, which is a shimmering taupe, right over top of Wine Not, the Smudge Pot from e.l.f. And then again, went through with my clean blending brush and blended out any harsh edges. Using a eyeliner brush, I'm going in with Mica Beauty Cosmetics Gel Liner. So this one is great because it is very creamy and very dark and black, but it does tend to transfer onto that lower lash line area. So what I would totally recommend for you guys, if you do have this or are using this, is to set it with a black eyeshadow. And like I said in the intro of the video, I decided to use my lashes from Esqido. These are my very last ones, my last pair. So I was like, all right, I gotta save this for a really good makeup look. They are called Voila, and they're so pretty. I am in love with these. They're very like long and fluttery and give that glamorous look. For the first time, I used my e.l.f. Daily Moisture Stick. I was expecting it to be a little more hydrating, so this would totally be good for my oily girls out there, or combination type skin tone girls, but for me it was not nearly enough moisture, so I compensated with other things. So for my primer, I did a mixture of two things. I was like, I need some hydration. I did Smashbox, the new light photo finish primer, and then I went in with some of this primer oil, also from Smashbox. It's got a nice dropper in there, so you can easily drop that product onto your fingertips and then rub it in all over. So I haven't used these two products separately, like those two primers from Smashbox. I've only used them together, and I really, really like the way that it makes my foundation look. That like nice and refreshed type of feeling is awesome if you have dry skin. This is my favorite BB cream at the moment. It's supposed to be like a BB treatment type of thing where you can build the coverage, but in my opinion, it's pretty full coverage right away, right as you start applying it on. It's from Tarte, and it's in the shade medium. So I used an angled kabuki brush to apply this all over my face, and as you can see, it does a great job of covering redness, which is awesome, which I usually have a problem with, so I didn't have to go in with any additional concealer or anything like that, and it just looks so beautiful, like right as it blends out, like no work at all. I mean, I'm like barely taking time to put foundation on like I usually would with other foundations, and you know, I just sit there forever and blend it in, but this one just looks awesome right away. Totally would recommend that to you guys. And then for concealer, I wanted to try something new. This is actually a foundation palette from e.l.f, but I used the lightest shade in this palette with a concealer brush to conceal, because I was like, well, I mean, if it's a foundation, then it must be pretty full coverage, so I would love a full coverage concealer right now for this look. I used it and it actually worked out really well, so I would totally recommend this foundation palette to contour with if you like e.l.f products and if you are looking for a new cream contour kit. Applied this to my nose, my forehead, chin, cupid's bow, and under the eyes, and blended this out with my foundation brush so that I could get a nice like smooth transition between the foundation and the concealer. And I also decided that I wanted to conceal like right underneath of my cheeks as well, on sort of on my jawline. I just like the way that it makes my bronzer look once I'm finished. And I set everything again with another e.l.f product. It's a mattifying powder. This stuff is really, really good. It literally mattifies everything like crazy, and I like more of a glow to my face, so I would only recommend putting this like directly under the eyes and maybe a little bit on the nose. And then here's me going in with Makeup Geek for the first time, that nice contour shade. Oh my god, it is so beautiful. It is incredibly pigmented though, so really need to make sure not to apply too much. I would recommend using a brush that is fluffier, so that way you're not like, it's not like too densely packed and then you're applying way too much. So I just use this like tapered blending brush here to apply it to my cheeks, my forehead, a little bit on my nose, and my chin. And I used another e.l.f product. I was like loving e.l.f today. So this one is a baked blush. So pretty. I will put the shade that this is in the description box down below so you guys can check that out. But I loved using this as a nice highlight / blush on the cheekbones, my nose, forehead, and chin. And then for lipstick today, I was like, all right, let's keep it on the drugstore roll. This is the Revlon ColorBurst Matte Balm, and it's in the shade Elusive Insaissable. So this is really nice because it is very highly pigmented, which means you don't need a lip liner underneath, and it's perfect for Valentine's Day because it is super long lasting. I went back in with the lightest brown shade, the first one we used on the lower lash line, a brown liner from Sephora. It's their waterproof liner in a dark brown shade. And then the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara on my lower lashes. And that is it for this tutorial, guys. Hopefully you like it. If any of you try this out, let me know how it goes in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!